opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers, and we are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of our sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Tonight sponsored by Southern Gym Photo Booth and Start. Not only do we bring fun to your event, we make it picture perfect. And by On My Way, the app that pays you not to use your phone. Avoid texting and driving. Use On My Way. Visit our Facebook page for the link to sign up. This is your show, coming to you on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday and Saturday night. You control and run this show. We are just a rudder that steers this big old vessel. We bring it to you first for education, discussion, and debate of local news, politics, and sports, as well as the latest on the COVID-19 situation and breaking news around this great nation. We have you covered from Middleburg to Melrose to McIntosh, from Lake City to Lake Butler to Lake Como, from Waldo to Williston, from Lottie to Lulu, and all points in between, including Gainesville, Palaca, Ocala, and, of course, Mitchell, right here in beautiful Stark, Florida.
That's right.
Now, here's your on-the-spot team making it happen every single week. First, putting it all together behind the scenes, our executive producer, Super Dave Holland. Say hello, David.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
And keeping the flow of the show is our director, Michael, the Dragon Slayer Heater. Say hello, Michael.
Good evening, folks, and welcome aboard.
And rounding out the team is Austin Storm Chaser Stevens. Say hello, Austin.
Good evening, people.
And our great media partners, Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Bellis, and the Bradford County Telegraph and their great staff. Up first is our local voice on current events. He is Mitchell, Machine Gunner.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
And off on special assignment tonight, but joining us in cyberspace, our historian and governmental whiz, Byron, the Freedom Fighter, Paper and Plastic Bagwell. How about that? He's going to kill me for that. I'm your host, David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
The
Show Pony. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live from the On the Spot studios right here along historic Hall Street in beautiful downtown Stark, Florida. Only, ladies and gentlemen, 1,249 miles from Devil's Elbow, Michigan. How about that? I'll be dadgum. Is that where you're from, Austin?
No.
Don't answer that. So let's get started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic wisdom. I am going to ask Michael, the Dragon Slayer Heater, to lead us in prayer tonight.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for a fantastic week, and we look forward to the week ahead. We thank you for the opportunity to gather together in the freest and best nation in the world, the United States of America, where we can speak our minds and speak freely and confidently about who we are as a country and where we are going.
Amen.
We thank you for the opportunities presented to us. We thank you for the guidance that you give. And we thank you for the abundant freedoms and blessings that we enjoy as a nation. We bless and ask for your blessings over everyone in this great country. We ask for your blessings over the food supply and those that bring that food to us on the roads and highways and byways of America. We thank you for the chance to gather together as a team to be able to broadcast every week.
Yeah.
And we thank you for those of us serving in our great military that protect our interests and our freedoms, that allow us to gather together every single week.
Yeah.
We ask for your guiding hand and protection over all of those that hear our voices. And we thank you once again for all that you do, continue to do, and will forever do for all of us. Bless our country, bless our team, and bless everyone here in the United States of America. It is in your Son's name we ask these things, in Christ's name, and the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen.
Great prayer. All right, let us stand. And I'm going to ask Mr. Mitchell Gunner if he'll lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Men, great prayer, great pledge, and I've got a patriotic wisdom and quote. I've actually got two of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen in. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. Who said that?
FDR.
Nope.
Lincoln.
No. Kennedy.
Yeah!
Oh.
John F. Kennedy. All right, how about this one? Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. And small minds discuss people. That was a famous lady in history, in our history. Who would have said that, Mitchell?
Roosevelt's wife.
Eleanor?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
That would be right, Eleanor. How about that? You're 2 for 2, Mitchell. You looked at the answer before, didn't you?
That's right.
Oh, good
We're
grief.
gonna have to make him
Yeah,
the
we're gonna have to make
historian.
you yeah, good grief. Before we delve into today's latest, we want to recognize our great sponsors that have been supporting our great show. This is what we call, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor spotlight. Hey, Fun Point Food and Arcade. How about it, Harry? Southern Gym Photography, Miracle Automotive and Recovery, Dependable Waste Services, Schuster and Saban Law Offices, and where I do trivia, where Michael is going to defend his title, the Downtown Grill.
How about Harry Business of Start?
Oh, yeah.
Boogie Night DJ Service, Brittany Leanne Creations, Williams Jewelry on Call Street, On the Spot Lawn Maintenance.
All right, and our newest sponsor, Mitchell, Michael, David, and Austin, is On My Way. Get paid cash for every mile you and your friends drive without texting or using your phone. You get paid 5 cents cash for every mile you drive and don't text. Check out the On the Spot link on our Facebook page. On My Way, the app that saves lives. And now here is the 360 taking you around the region with news and weather in just 6 minutes. It's 360 degrees and 360 seconds. Tonight brought to you by Fun Point Food and Arcade and Start. Check out the all-new menu on Facebook or www.funpointstart.com. Quick reactions by concerned drivers and Bradford County deputies helped save the day when a small child was found wandering along Southwest County Road 225 this morning. Around 8:30 this morning, several vehicles stopped in the 8400 block of Southwest County Road 225 in Sampson City when a small child was spotted walking in the road with a dog near the Sampson City Baptist Church. Deputies quickly arrived and transported the child to the sheriff's office in Stark, where paramedics from Bradford County Fire Rescue checked out the youth. While he was in no distress, the 4-year-old was walking barefoot with morning temperatures this morning, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, in the upper 50s. Approximately 90 minutes later, a frantic mother called reporting her son missing, saying he was gone when she woke up. Wow. The mother and child were reunited before the child was taken to the hospital to be checked out by doctors. That is a great feel-good story. According to maps and statements, the child appeared to have walked 3/4 of a mile, David, from his home. The investigation on this, ladies and gentlemen, is still continuing. A boil water notice remains in effect for some High Spring residents following a water main break at Southside Court and Northwest 176th Avenue yesterday. A Bradford County family is out of a home after fire destroyed their mobile home last night. Firefighters responded to the double-wide trailer on Northwest 180th Street off of Northwest County Road 229 just before 3 p.m. Crews worked for hours to extinguish all remnants of the fire and was assisted by Bradford County Emergency Management as part of the overhaul and investigation. The cause was determined to be electrical. A 2-story home was a total loss after a fire early Monday morning. Gainesville firefighters spent hours at the scene on Northwest 4th Street after learning a man who lived in the home was missing. Crews had the fire contained within 15 minutes of arrival, but extensive overhaul was required to safely conduct an investigation. Several hours later, the home's occupant, located at the Shands Hospital, was being treated for minor injuries. The Florida Department of Health in Columbia County will conduct free drive-through testing for COVID-19 on Thursday, November 19th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Southside Sports Complex. That's address 1963 Southwest Bascom Norris Drive in Lake City. Testing is available for anyone that wants to get tested, and children can be tested with parental consent. No appointments needed, ladies and gentlemen. Officials ask that you do not eat, drink, or use tobacco products at least 2 hours before testing. 46 grams of marijuana and 2 stolen handguns were found during a traffic stop in Columbia County Saturday night. During the stop, a strong odor was detected by one of the deputies, and the driver was also acting suspiciously as if he were attempting to conceal something. The driver faces charges including carrying a concealed firearm, theft of a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of marijuana, and possession of a controlled substance. He was booked into the Columbia County Detention Facility on a $36,000 bond. Over in Baker County, overnight lane closures between 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. are expected at the State Road 2 railroad crossing just west of County Road 127 between now and November 21st, according to FDOT. Once construction is completed at one crossing, crews will move to the next crossing and begin work. The lane closures will be removed early if work is completed ahead of schedule or can be in place longer due to weather or unforeseen circumstances. Here now is your weather update, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. You can find AWS on Facebook for the latest information. And now welcome in the storm chaser himself, the guy with all the weather plans. He is Austin Storm Chaser Stevens.
Good evening, everyone. Messing up.
Yeah, you wanted to use infidels. I know where you were
yeah,
going.
I did. Well, anyways, I brought great weather for anyone. We're going to be in the mid to upper 40s tonight, 44 to 49. If you are tired of the cold weather, I got good news. Temperatures will rise to near 80 by the weekend, while nighttime temperatures will rise to the lower 60s. And next week for your Thanksgiving forecast is looking above average and no cold fronts in sight until the very first week of December.
How about any rain?
None for the next 8 days.
Nice. Thanks, Austin.
Besides the coast.
There's
okay.
a
20% tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Austin. And here with a quick National Fire update is our director, the Dragon Slayer. What do we got, Mike?
Hey, good evening, folks. On the wildfire front, some good news as unsettled weather will continue across the Pacific Northwest and into the northern Rockies this week, as several fronts will sweep gusty and high winds, bringing some low elevation rain and mountain snow throughout the western United States. Above normal temperatures will spread eastern across the contiguous United States this week from west to east. Temperatures 15 degrees above normal are likely over the central states. The only elevated wildfire potential region in California, as recent storms have brought needed moisture across the western U.S., but the drought conditions remain from western Texas to central Nevada and from Arizona to Wyoming. Now, locally for us, Austin is spot on once again with this forecast. The Climate Prediction Center is expecting drier than normal conditions between now and Christmas, with drought development a possibility as we wrap up the end of this year. Back to you, David.
Hey, Michael, I'm sorry about getting that. I was trying to get on Facebook. I had my dadgum volume up. I'll pay $5 toward the food pantry. How about that?
There we go.
All right. Thank you once again. This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook and get a local forecast sent right to you. And here, our newest segment that brings back a little history. Here's What's the Date? These are the headlines from the Bradford Telegraph during the second week of November in what year? Armistice Day exercises at BHS, Getty's new projector, contemplated improvement, and a bogus fire. How about that? Was it November of 1914, November of 1919, or November of 1924? Armistice Day, exercises at BHS, Gady's new projector, contemplated improvement, and a bogus fire. Was it 1914, November of 1919, November of 1924? This is where, ladies and gentlemen, you can play at home. You can do a guess. Man, hey, these days, I'm going to have to take a guess too. But you can play, and you will be put, if you get the right date, you will be put into a pot at the end of the month for a $25 gift card to the Downtown Grill. And before you get into that, Michael, we have a winner from last month. Is that not correct?
That is correct. We ended up having 3 people that scored the top. Those 3 names were Shirley Bagwell, Raymond No,
Yep.
and Dwight Allen.
Right.
So we put those names in a hat. And when you know it, our winner is Raymond No.
Raymond No, congratulations. You are the winner of the $25 gift card from the Downtown Grill. We'll get that to you just as soon as we can. All right, Mike, what do you have for us on a breakdown?
Absolutely. So, in this particular year, during the month of November, high school football held an Armistice Day program featuring patriotic singing, the invocation by Reverend J.C. Diggs, and an inspirational message by the Reverend Claude Ross before the students were dismissed for the Day of Remembrance. Gaiety Management installed a new simplex projection machine, and many were impressed at the high-quality images of Mary Pickford starring in the motion picture The Little American being shown at the old movie house in Stark. Members of the Stark Board of Trustees and the Water and Light Superintendent for the city toured the light and water plants in Palatka and St. Augustine to determine the viability of installing a fuel oil-fired apparatus to help power the Stark plant. And finally, Volunteer Fire Chief Kite spotted smoke coming from Darby's Store and Cigar Factory in Stark and called for all volunteer firemen to come out. But it turned out to be a false alarm due to the wind swirling around smoke from a wood stove and smokestack, not the building itself on fire.
All right. Was that November of 1914, November of 1919, or November of 1924? Ladies and gentlemen, here's where you can play right here. Make sure you get your answers in. Again, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. We have a special show tonight. Besides the crew here tonight, Austin Storm Chaser Stevens, Dave, Super Dave Holland, producing the show, Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater, Mitchell, Machine Gunner, and myself, your host, David Rodgers, Mr. Bagwell on special assignment tonight. We have, make sure you tell everybody, share this. We have Coach Brian Tomlinson of the Bradford High Tornadoes.
Yeah.
Not only that, guys, not only that.
Wow.
We have senior wide receiver and defensive back, number 1 himself, Adante Balfour. How about that? With a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown, which we'll get into with him. We have senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman, Levontre Daniels. How about that?
Wow.
Not only that, I've got another one. We've also got senior running back, Eric Smith is going to be with us. And also, how about this one? We've got freshman sensation, our quarterback for the Bradford Tornadoes.
Wow.
14 years old, Dejon Shanks is going to be with us tonight as well. How about that?
Sounds like the whole team's going to be here.
The whole team's going to be here. You better make sure you get in here, ladies and gentlemen, and check this out. But before we get into that, we've got a special little thing that we're going to do. So, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, I'm going to turn this right over to you, and you can make that presentation.
Yes, Mr. Holland.
Oh,
Could you sit by,
Mr.
David?
Holland. Sit by me. Come over here, Mr. Holland.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even sure what this is about. Mr. Mitchell Gunner is bringing in all kinds of surprises. Our guests are here. We'll be talking to them here in just a few minutes. And so, do you know what this is about?
No, I'm total surprised.
I'm totally lost here, too. Mike, do you know?
How Coach feels.
Yeah.
All right. Just a little over a month ago, you helped sponsor me to go up to Rockingham, North Carolina, for
Yeah.
NHRA Divisional 2 finals. And so to appreciate you for you helping me out to make it happen,
I do nothing about this, brother.
I want to present you with this plaque.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh man, look at that!
That's all right there.
That's not it.
Oh,
But wait, there's
Also-
more.
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's
This is one of our team T-shirts for Team Gainesville for the finals up there in Rockingham.
Wow. Yeah.
took the words right,
Right
out of my mouth, Dave.
Yeah.
Look at there. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Mitchell.
But wait,
But wait.
there's
And
more.
Here is a picture of the car. It's not running down the track, but it's in the staging lanes. And they'll all kind of go together if you want to hang them on your wall at the
I
shop.
got a great spot in my house
There you go.
where
Wow.
as soon as you walk in the house, everybody's going to see it. Can I drive it once?
With or
Yeah.
without the nitrous.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Without.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mitchell.
so much.
I
David,
did
man,
not
that's
expect
well worth
this, and I really felt good about helping you get there because I know how much it meant to you.
Right. Too bad the weather didn't work out. You know, we at least got that one round in, and I won first round. A lot of our racers from Gainesville Raceway didn't even get that opportunity to win first round. So,
Wow.
and then came the rain, and that's
Yeah.
just how it works sometimes. Sometimes Mother Nature wins.
Well, next year, brother.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I'll be racing this weekend out at Gainesville during a 352 shootout. So that will take place. The time runs to start around 11 o'clock, and there's a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about that when I get in the local.
Absolutely.
Real soon.
Congratulations, David. I knew nothing about this, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I was totally surprised here.
Man, I see everybody else get a plaque, you know, and this is like my first time, so.
There you go.
Man,
Congratulations.
Congratulations, my man.
thank you.
All right.
Wow.
Mr. Dave Holland.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Hey, we got a little local news before we bring in these athletes in
Sure.
here, Mitchell. Look at these guys, man. Look at the size of these guys, Mitchell. Where you been taking them up? You've been taking them to buffet, haven't you? Huh?
I don't want to take them to the buffet.
You don't want to take them to buffet.
Hey,
You'll be broke.
Hey, I'll do what Kevin always does.
What's that? Use my credit card?
Yeah, use your credit
Get
card.
out of here with that, man. What do we got?
All right, first off is this weekend, November 21st, is the 5th annual 352 shootout that's taking place over at Gainesville Raceway. Gates open at 8 o'clock. There's several events that's going to be going on. Different classes are going to be racing. They're going to have a car show taking place there as well. If you want to show your car and you're not much into racing, it's $35 that day. Just come in, pay that $35, and you can participate. It's going to be a great event. Also this weekend on the 21st is the Steve Denmark Memorial Rib Sale. That will take place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Community State Bank here
Okay.
at Stark.
Okay.
Also, upcoming events, December 12th is Christmas on Call Street. Also, associated with Christmas on Call Street, we will be having a car and truck show downtown near the Downtown Grill from 2:30 to 5:30. And everyone who participates in that can participate in the Christmas parade. The Christmas parade will actually start at 6 p.m.
I think we're going to be in that, aren't we?
That's
what are
correct.
we? Yeah, I think we're going to go. We're going to be in it. On the spot's going to be in that. So yeah, absolutely. Check us out with that.
All right, I want to get into the Bradford County School District. Bradford County Sheriff's Office, in the direction of Sheriff Ford and Smith, donated portions of Shoot with the Sheriff
Right.
to the Technical College, North Florida Technical College, in their firefighter program. So
Wow,
that is
excellent.
greatly appreciated, I guarantee you. And
Absolutely.
Michael Heater can tell you it's a great program for our kids to get involved with and help point them into a career path. Also today, the new superintendent, Will Hartley, and new school board member, Candace Osteen, was sworn in by Judge Tatum Davis. Also on the front of the school system, students with the Bradford County Middle School ACT program have planted rows of radishes for a local food bank.
Okay.
And the rows were tilled by our on high school students. So that's great to get them involved in helping the community and also learning something new. Also, enrollment is open for the Bradford County Virtual Select November 16th through the 30th. So if you want to do this, this is the time that you need to register. Bradford County Commissioners meeting will be held this Thursday night at 6 p.m., which is November 19th. New commissioners Carol Spooner and Diane Andrews will be sworn in by Judge Tatum. They will also elect a new chairperson and vice chairperson.
Okay.
So a lot of little things going on in the community. The construction continues for our overpass. And at that county commissioner meeting, I'm also going to bring up about the lighting issue for the on and off ramps of State Road 100 and State Road 16, and see who that falls upon, if it falls more on state or local government, and see what path that we can take to get there, because a lot of people are complaining that it's pretty bad late at night.
All right. Well, thank you, Mitchell, for that local report there. Before we bring our guests in, we've got some guesses here on the date. If you could go back, Michael, and let me read those really quick. We'll let these gentlemen, too, see if they can guess the date here. Let me read these things off. Coach, get ready. Armistice Day exercises at BHS, Gady's new projector, contemplated improvement, and a bogus fire. That was the headlines on the Bradford County Telegraph in what year? Was it November of 1914? Was it November of 1919? Or was it November of 1924? This is strictly a guess, right? Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Except for Dave, because he actually was riding a Pony Express when all this was happening.
That makes me feel like the oldest guy here.
Just about. All right. What do you got? Give me one, Coach. What you get? 1914, 1919, or 1924?
1919.
1919. Coach says 1919.
Yeah.
All right, Adante, what do you say?
1919.
Dante says 1919. All right. What does Eric say?
1919.
1919. Going down with it. How about it, Dejan?
1924.
Oh, he's going to go 1924. Okay, Dejan. All right, Trey.
1924.
He's going 1924. Nobody liked that 14 date so far, have they?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens. Mitchell?
I am going with 1919 because actually World War I was during 1917, and then Armistice Day was.
I was
after
thinking the
World
same
War I,
thing.
and then later changed to Veterans Day.
Right, but I wonder if, you could have a point there. All right, Mitchell says.
Still might
Dave,
be wrong. It still might be 24.
Dave, what do you say?
I sway more toward 1924.
You go in 1924. Something tells me that this was 1914. I'm going to go 1914.
Will Smith has 1919.
Okay.
Guess.
Okay.
Joey Fennell.
Joey Fennell out of
Fennell,
Nashville.
yeah,
He's listening in.
1924.
1924.
Benny Jackson, 1919.
Roy Jackson,
Yeah,
1919.
Dwight Allen,
Yeah.
he went 1919.
Okay, a lot of those. Okay.
Yeah, we got Mark Udy, 24.
Mark Udy, 24.
Tammy Tetstone,
Yeah.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Rayberg, 24. Whoa, 24 is starting to sound pretty good. Isn't it?
Okay, yes it is.
Yeah. Archie Waters, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it on my list right now.
All right.
Well, at least Mark Udy's picks are a whole lot better
Better than
his
Jeff's
brothers.
picks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, man, some of those picks were horrible.
At least he didn't say Fruit Rooster.
No, he didn't. Man, we'll talk about that as we bring those guys
Don't
on.
give him the idea.
What's that?
Don't give him the idea.
All right, well, what are you guessing, Austin?
I'm gonna have to go with 1924 to be the odd.
1924. All right, so we got a lot of 1919s and 1924s. All right, go back, Michael. We'll go ahead and get the answer, and we're going to bring these gentlemen in. Armistice Day exercises at BHS, Gady's new projector, contemplated improvement, and a bogus fire. Those were the headlines on the Bradford Telegraph in what year? November of 1914, November of 1919, or November of 1924? Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater, talk to me. Tell me.
All right, so real quick here, I will tell you that the fuel oil fired plant was a big project that was undertaken by the city at the end of this particular decade, which happened to fall immediately after the end of World War I.
Good job.
So as a result, everyone should pretty much figure out by now, these were the headlines, albeit short, and the Bradford Telegraph in November of 1919.
Oh! Look at it all. He's like, yeah, right here. All right, 1919. Y'all are the winners. We'll put your name in a hat.
And I even tried to help people.
I know it. Yeah, you did. You were trying to forewarn them. I just figured I'd go off the beaten path a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, hey, there we go.
Sad.
Easy out.
All right, Mitchell, we'll slide over a little bit, and I'm going to bring in the guys that y'all been waiting on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, Coach Brian Tomlinson, senior wide receiver and defensive back, Adante Balfour. Hey, senior running back, Big E, Eric Smith. Our freshman sensation quarterback, Dejon Shanks. And the big guy himself, the guy that plays both ways on the offensive line and defensive line. Bring him in, Levontre Daniels. What's going on, Big E? How y'all doing? All right. If y'all want your friends to see this, how many of you got your phones with you? Do you? Go to On the Spot with David Rodgers, and then you can either share it or do a watch party. And now all your friends will be able to see you on air as we are going to be talking some tornado football. Right, gentlemen? I'm going to start with you, Coach. Welcome in.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, appreciate you bringing the guys. You cut them loose a little bit early on practice so they come and get a little TV time?
Sure.
Sure. Sure. Okay. That's a great answer. Anyway, welcome these guys in to be talking a little tornado football. If you have a question, please make sure you comment on the Spot with David Rodgers, and we'll make sure that we'll read those questions. But, hey, we're going to ask some questions here on our own. And again, Coach, welcome in. Glad that you guys could be here. Want to start off with you, Coach, a little bit. Let's start off with 2020. Oh, good grief.
Do we have to?
And I wish we could either rewind it or fast forward it. But I know that you've been coaching here for 4 years now, from 2017 until present here. Your overall record, 27-19. That's a good record with 4 straight playoff appearances. So we're starting to Bradford's starting to turn things around as far as being a contender each and every year for the playoffs. But I want to talk to you about a little bit about 2020 and what it presented to you and your coaching staff this year. This was no easy feat here, trying to get this season going. Teams opting out, wasn't sure if we were going to play, wasn't sure if we were going to play, those kind of things there. Tell the audience a little bit of how this year has progressed for you guys from when we found out about the COVID and things being shut down to where we're at now.
Well, I mean, it was kind of tough. You know, we weren't able to see them in the spring, knowing we were going to be installing a new offense that we didn't know how things were going to work out. We didn't know if we were going to get to play at all. You know, we were in limbo for the spring, and then when we finally got the approval to see them in the summer, you know, the guys were there every day, working hard. We tried to cram as much in as possible during that time. But, you know, not knowing when we were going to start was frustrating, I think, probably as much on them, if not more.
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
You know, I mean, they especially, you know, these 3 guys here in their senior year, the rest of their senior classmates, you know, they wanted to get started. You know, when we finally got the go-ahead and let us know, we knew we were on a quick time crunch, you know, as far as playing our first game during the first full week of pads. You know, it was crazy, you know, just being able to get out there. It was stressful and exciting all at once.
I can imagine.
Makes for a rough day.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. We've got some special guests. We've got Mr. Dejon Shanks. We've got Levontre Daniels, better known as Trey. We got Big E, Eric Smith, and then, of course, Adante Balfour. And if y'all don't know Mr. Balfour already, you will before this interview's over. That's for sure, because we're going to be talking about quite a few things, and especially one play that I'm telling you what, out of 58 years, I don't know if somebody's ever made a play like that in a while. But that's just my opinion right there. But again, this is the chance where you can ask questions to any of our athletes here, even to the coach as well. Want to just get into the schedule a little bit, Coach, break it down a little bit. Right now, the Tornadoes are sitting at 5-5. You are home 4-1, away 1-4. Points for 226, points against 200. We all know what happened at Baker County. By the way, I want to congratulate you. You come in there. Are you still 14, by the way?
No, sir, I just turned 15.
Did you just turn 15? Somebody wanted me to ask you that. Somebody wanted me to ask you if you're 15. Also, how tall are you? Somebody wanted me to ask you how tall you are.
5'9".
You're 5'9". They want me to ask you, too, how you can see over those big offensive linemen like Trey and those guys. You get that ass all the time?
Yes, sir.
How do you see over there? You create space, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do sometimes, like rolling out a little bit, stepping up, seeing through the window and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
it's a little tough.
Somebody also told me to ask you, they said you got deceptive speed. What, yeah. Because I'm going to get to Eric here in a minute. What are you running for you?
4'6".
4.6, okay. That's pretty good. 4.6. Not a bad time. That's pretty good time. Just this time last year, you were quarterback in the middle school team to a championship. Now you're quarterback in the high school team, you know, and going into the second round of the playoffs. What's a little bit different, or is there any difference from the middle school to the, okay, I'm glad you shook your head like that. Can you explain to our audience and look into the camera and give them that big smile that you got? You got a pretty smile, man. Come on, give them that big smile.
No,
Explain what's the difference between the middle school level and the high school level.
Speed, it's just speed. Like middle school, it was a little slow and like I can do what I wanted to a little bit like that. But in high school, you gotta go through the read, you gotta do all that stuff, and it's just faster, like overall faster.
Overall faster, so the speed of the game. Yeah. So those linemen that are coming at you get there a lot quicker than those middle school linemen. But you're doing a great job, and we'll get back to you here in just a second as well. Trey, I want to get to you there. You know I work with your dad, so you better make sure you're telling the right answers here, because your dad's definitely watching. He'll let me know tomorrow what you say here. How long have you started with as far as being a starter for the high school team?
About 2 grade year.
10th grade year, so 3 years. Okay, and you mainly played offensive line in the first two, right? Or did you play some defensive line last year a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, offensive line.
All right, and then defense you got in this year, right? Got in wherever they pretty much need you. Somebody wanted to ask you how many pancake blocks you got this year.
Oh, no, I got a lot going on.
You're not really sure. Is it more than 10?
Yeah, way more than 10.
Way more than 10. You put those guys on their back. I'm gonna tell you what. He's telling the truth, David, because we see it when we're calling the games on the radio. We definitely see the big guy, and he's putting people on their backside. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I love it when I see that.
When that happens, those pancake blocks, there's nothing like it. What's the difference? And I know you played with several quarterbacks. What's the difference with last year's quarterback with Dejan? As far as blocking schemes or anything like that, was it easier to block for the quarterback last year, or is it easier to block for Dejan?
I see Dejan.
Dejan?
Yeah.
Is it because of his scrambling ability? Gets out there and he can get himself out of trouble? I got you. All right. E, it just seemed like yesterday we was at the Beef O'Brady show, wasn't we?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember a question that I asked you at the Beef O'Brady show? I asked you how many yards you were going to get.
Oh, yeah.
You said 1,500, right? You're close.
I'm close.
You're real close.
Right.
Yeah. You got 1,1313 all-purpose yards. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
You've got, let me just go over your numbers. You got 164 carries for 1,221 yards, 7.4 yards per average carry. You got you average 122 rush yards a game. You've got 9 TDs on the ground, 1 receiving. and 1,313 all-purpose yards, and you're not done yet.
No, sir.
We got another game, don't we?
Got 4 more games.
How many? We got 4 more.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I like that. Hey, Coach, I like that.
I have no problem.
I have no problems with that. Hey.
That should be 2 receiving.
Oh, okay. Let me. Okay,
Max
2.
Press has it wrong.
Okay, Max Preps has it wrong. 2 receiving touchdowns. I thought you was going to correct me on that. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question. I know Travis Lee's not here right now. Yeah, he's not here. You know, we always say you have 4-4 speed. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
It is true. Now, somebody told me, a little birdie told me, that Travis Lee outran you a couple of times. Is that true, Eric?
Man, when like 10th grade, we used to go back and forth in track.
But not this year, right? No. You the fastest guy on the team?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Dejan, is he the fastest guy on the team?
Nah.
No! Who's the fastest guy on the team, Dejan? You are. You got it in your head? Dante, what do you got to say to that, man? Because I'm getting to you next. What do you think? Is he the fastest guy on the team, man? No. Eric? Yeah. Okay. You and him got a pretty good foot race? You're second?
Yeah.
Eric, we know. That's great. I like that. Yeah, see, he's already on you. You know, I've known your mom for a long time, and I knew your brother as well. And he was a great running back coming out of here, too. And me and Kevin talked because we seen your brother play as well. Nobody knows that Marvell Lee is his brother. You guys sort of run similar, sort of built similar too, except Marvell, you know, real thick, isn't he? And I know that we used to call those guys Thunder and Lightning at one time. Yeah, you heard that too? Yeah, we used to call them Thunder and Lightning. Your style of running, would you rather run between the tackles and just punish somebody? Would you rather run to the outside? We know you got speed. So what would you rather do?
Between the tackles.
Between the tackles? Behind Big Trey?
Yes, sir.
So when you're running the ball, are you looking to hit somebody? Are you?
Yeah.
You're really good. Coach is like, don't be looking too hard to be hitting somebody. Now we need to for those 4 games that you were talking about. Do you like catching the ball in the back there? What?
Yes, but he act like he can't throw it to me sometimes.
He acts like he can't throw it to you sometimes. So he's trying to hit you on that wheel route, and he won't hit you on that wheel route.
Wow.
Coach, what's going on with that?
That must be something between them.
Oh, goodness. Hey, Dave. Well, we got this thing. You got a question for any of these guys right now?
Oh, no, you're doing fine, man.
All right.
You keep it rolling.
Mitchell, you got one?
How many of y'all are going to participate in track and field this year?
How about
good
that?
question.
A shot in the discus? All right. 100 meter, 200 meter? 100 meter, 200 meter?
And 4x1.
4x1? Hurdles? All right. I need to come out there with you and see if I can help you.
Did you like the answer to that? All 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
I like
well,
the answer to that.
because you got to keep
Yeah.
yourself in shape.
Yeah.
You know, even though you might not be totally in football shape after
Right.
track season, but you still are in great shape. Use as a foundation to get ready for your next year of football season. So that's great. Y'all are involved in also track and field. I'm usually out there quite a bit, but haven't been that active here lately. Assist coaching with John and John Loper, and so maybe I can get out there. Maybe I can help you a little bit with the hurdles. I ran hurdles when I was in high school, and see if we can get you really fast.
Actually, you're still
Yeah.
kind of.
Do you like running?
You can still run them,
110s,
can't you?
or do you like running the 300s?
I do both.
You do both. All right. Yeah.
Dante, don't let him fool you, man. He's good. You know what he's going to do on them hurdles? He's just going to walk over those hurdles, man. He can't jump them hurdles anymore.
Yeah.
I can still do it.
I know you can.
I want to get video of that.
I've got a.
What is your time in the
There you go.
300s?
Then like 38.
38. That's great.
Good deal. Coach, I've got a question for you. Last year, you know, we started off 1-4 this year, almost like we did last year. It's almost a mirror season from last year to this year? I know Dejan didn't play on the team, but his dad coaches, and he's been around the team. You three guys played last year as well. What is the difference, Coach, between last year's team to this year, with the exception of losing players, and mirroring last season to this season? I mean, what do you see there? I mean,
next year I'm not going to lose as many. I mean, really, there's
and
not
that's
much
what I
difference.
wanted. Yeah,
The only difference is we're a lot younger than we were last year,
right.
which makes the future feel a lot better. Last year we have 18, 20 seniors
Right.
at this point, and now we're at the same spot that we were last year with 9 seniors
Right.
and 7 juniors. So I mean we're predominantly freshmen and sophomores, and we're able to get to the second round of the playoffs, and I'd like to think Eric's right, but
Right. We got to play it on the field.
We got to play this week. I'm not worried about next. This is play this week.
Right. The brand of Bradford football. Everybody knows it in the state now. I work over at New Millennium in Lake City with Trey's dad, and we're always getting asked, Bradford, man, we need to play Bradford. And are you getting a lot of that, Coach? Is the brand now where we're noticed and people want to play us? Because I think in seasons before, a lot of teams wouldn't come calling, but now I see a lot of teams coming calling.
We do. I think our anybody, anytime, any place type
I like that, yeah.
idea, and our mentality has definitely. I mean, you look at the schedule. I mean, most of those are teams that called.
Right.
I mean, we tried scheduling some other teams, and let me look at your schedule. Not with the teams you're playing. No, we're not playing you.
Right.
So they see the teams we're playing, that they're saying, okay, they're stepping up their game. That this time, I don't know if we want to be playing with them.
Right.
But I mean, I think it's being recognized. I mean, that's kind of all of the coaching staff that that we have. We said from day one that we wanted to be known.
Right.
And we wanted this team to be known, and this program is becoming that.
Dante, do you agree with that? Do you a lot of teams in the area now that we usually don't have on the schedule, they want to start playing Bradford now because Bradford has made the playoffs now 4 straight years for sure, and looking like Eric said, looking to go even deeper than we did last year. Do you get? I know you got friends from other teams. What do they say about our program to you? I mean, do they say, hey, Bradford's starting to get there, that type of thing there?
Yeah, they just say like we're coming up, and like they some of them want to come there next year and stuff like that.
Right. So yeah. So a lot of now with that brand level name being up, people want to students want to come here now. So want to get to you a little bit. Wow. Let me start first of all by saying that was a great play that you made the other night on Friday night. You want to tell the audience what you did there? I know you're a humble guy, so I don't want to put you on the spot per se. Oh, and by the way, if I say the name of that school down the street, one of y'all is doing my push-ups. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that word. So, Dejan, will you do my push-ups for me if I accidentally say that?
Sure.
Trey, you're doing them?
Hey, David, what's that school down the street?
No, you ain't baiting me in. You can forget that. You're not baiting me in.
David, I won't get you a forecast.
Yeah, well, Michael can get the forecast. But anyway, tell everybody that little play that you made. Just a little play.
I returned the pick six for 100 yards.
Yeah, you sure did, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
But here's the better thing of it. That wasn't even your man, was it? You ran over about 20 yards, and you seen that ball coming. You jumped up, intercepted the ball, put one hand down so you wouldn't fall down. Then you take off down the left side. I thought the one boy was going to tackle you. You just blew right by him, and then went right down the sideline and you should have heard the radio call.
From my understanding, you couldn't hear the radio.
No, you couldn't. That was it. Me and Kevin were so excited. I thought we was going to have heart attacks in the in the booth there. Mitchell was
Yeah,
up
I was
there.
jumping up and down.
He was jumping
They were
up and
bouncing in
down,
the seats.
and then we was like, "Oh my gosh!" But that was one of the prettiest plays that I seen. Your instinct when you play a defensive back and going for the ball, is that just something that just comes naturally to you? I know it's coached and things like that. Just
Yeah, I just always on high point and ball. That's what I'm taught by Coach Shanks. So that's about it.
yeah, that was a great play. Remember what I said on the Facebook there? I said that should be a Sports Center top 10 highlight, and I really think it should. That I'll tell you, Coach, that was you watched that play too. Is that one of the
twice?
Just once or twice? Yeah, once or twice too many.
Yeah,
You can't. Yeah, you can't never get enough of that play. I've watched it 50,000 times. Is that one of the best interceptions you've seen in a while?
Oh, that is
The
the best I've seen.
Yeah. Did you see what Kevin said? My color commentator.
No.
He said he's been watching tornado football since 1960, in the 60s, when he was a little boy, going to the games with his dad. He said that was the best play, David, that he's ever seen. Yeah,
I've watched it several times too, and it's
just addicting, isn't it? It is.
I
Wow,
enjoy
that's a
watching
great play.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a school record.
Okay. It is a school record. So there we go. So you got a school record there as well. No, you got a lot of Division I offers. You want to tell some of our fans some of the schools that are trying to recruit you?
I got Arvin, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Virginia, Tulane, Missouri. That's a couple of them.
That's just a couple of them. You only left out about 7 others, right? Not to put you on the spot again. Who are you leaning to right now? Just leaning. Can I go ahead and answer that for the audience? I bet I know.
Nah, I'm just waiting out for my options.
Wait, yeah, because I think you're going to get other. I think you'll get other offers as well, Coach. There's more of these.
We all laughed because he's only asked that like 1,000 times a day.
1,000.
I think every kid that walks by says, "Where are you going?"
Yeah,
You just asked him 5 minutes ago.
is that right? So also, I hear you do good in school.
Yes, sir.
So grades are up, and that's one of the things for all you guys. I keep your grades up. You've got a great future, all of you guys going somewhere, that's for sure. And I know Dejan, being the young guy here, he's got 3 more years after this one. And I'm sure people are going to be calling you here very shortly if you keep doing what you're doing. So, Coach, these guys here, and I know we brought these 4 guys on. An individual trait of each guy. Give me, if you was describe Dejan, well, give me a trait of him.
A competitor.
Yes. Like that.
Yes, he is going to every Friday night. He's going to give you his all. He learns from his mistakes too. So I mean, he's going to compete.
Yeah, and I know his daddy is one of the coaches, and I know that being a coach's son, Dejan, that helps too, right? Mentally prepare and things like that, especially when your dad coaches the defensive side of the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can tell you sort of what to look for and those kind of things there. What about Trey?
What people don't see, because I mean, you see him now, you see someone who's grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, that's right.
But whenever he puts that helmet on and he's lined up, he gets nasty. And that position he plays, you want that. And
yes.
And so he's nasty.
Yeah, I like that word, Coach. I like that. All right. How about Eric?
Man. One word?
Okay, give me a couple. Give me a couple.
Something that he probably would not have wanted to say about him earlier in the season, but he has taken that role, leader.
I was going to ask you that. I know you got several team captains, but he's probably taken that role of
he is. At first it was quiet. And I don't want to. You're not going to hear me, you're just going to watch me. Now it's he makes sure the young guys are doing things the right way.
That's good. That's good, right?
And workhorse, I would have to say that too.
I was going to say that too. That's a good deal. Is your mom watching tonight, by the way? Is she on me? She's probably she should be watching. Okay. How about a Dante?
I don't want to have to use it again, but he's also a leader.
Right.
But the other thing is just playmaker. I mean, he does, and you see it on Friday nights, but they all see it every day in practice because he always goes up for the ball, which all these guys, they all do that in practice as well. And that's why it looks so natural on the field is because that's what he practices.
Yeah, and one other word, Coach, I like to use with Dante and Eric as well, and Dejon too, explosiveness.
Yes.
They got like this kick. I mean, when Eric Smith gets to the outside or Dante gets to the outside, we might as well just call it as going to the house, pretty much. Because you're outrunning pretty much every defensive back, right? If they don't have an angle on you, you're gone, ain't you? And even if sometimes they have an angle on you, you're still gone, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
So, Dante, you're the same way. Kevin was talking about your stride. Because you're tall. What? You're 6'3", right? 6'2". But you got long legs and you got that long stride. You look the other night like a gazelle. It was like every time he took a step, it's like to the 30, then the next foot to the 40. You know what I mean?
Watch out, that'll get through the hallways.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, no, both of these guys, like I said, are playmakers and very explosive guys.
And I'll be honest with you, I think there might have been one or two coaches that were keeping up with him.
Yes, I've seen that.
Don't let the old
age get you, right?
Yeah,
I was just gonna. Hey, you were an avid softball player, and baseball player.
Well,
yeah,
sure, but if you don't mind,
yeah, no, go for it.
You asked about, you were talking about the brand and everything else, and how things have progressed to where it is. It's because of these guys,
right?
Not just these four sitting here, but
right,
their teammates. All we do is we get out and coach and just scream and yell. I mean, that's
right.
That's what we do, right? But it's because of these guys. These guys go out and play the games.
Right.
They're the ones performing every week. They're the ones working, giving everything they can, practicing when they're hurt, things like that. It's because of guys like that. It's the reason why we're developing into the program that we envisioned.
I've got a question for you, and that's a great analogy, Coach Dave. I'll get to yours in just a second. Dejon, I want to ask you, when did you see, in your mind, when did you see the season turn?
After the first game.
After the first game, okay. You seen the progression at each game? Because me and Kevin was talking the same thing. I'm glad you answered it that way, because I thought you did a fantastic job in the Baker game, even though that the score didn't indicate that. But think about this. You were in the red zone, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 or 6 times? At least that, right? And y'all was moving the ball on them. And me and Kevin was like, man, they are – and you were just 14 at the time, 14-year-old freshman running that offense. And I know this guy right here. His offenses ain't exactly easy, are they? Yeah, they are. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad you said that because we seen the progression too, and we really seen the turnaround at the Madison game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because that Madison score was 6-0 all the way till deep in the fourth quarter, and that's when you returned that kickoff, wasn't it?
What?
For the touchdown. At the Madison game?
That was Swanee.
Oh, Swanee. Yeah, Swanee. My bad. But if we could have just gotten anything, we could have beat Madison County on our own field. And y'all know that. And I think that's where I've seen the turnaround at. And then, of course, now, look where we're at. Now we're going into the second round of the playoffs. Dave, what you got?
I just wanted to follow up with the coach gave a good description of all the guys here. And, it is a team. So I was curious, how do the guys see the coach?
I was going to ask that question, but good
I'm
question.
sorry I jumped ahead
No,
there. It
that's
just
good. That's good because I was going to ask that same thing. Start with you, Dejan.
How can I say that? He's on us like all the time.
Tough.
So we
Tough. Okay, tough is a word. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure we doing everything right. What's the word we go by every week, Coach T? Effort.
Coach T, good one.
Yeah, we got 100% effort.
I got you. Trey?
These three probably have too many stories.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah. Just, I'm like, basically, he just.
Does he? I know he's tough. He shows you touch love. He's tough love, right? Tough love.
That's what I say.
Tough love. Tough love. Okay, that's okay. That's what a coach is supposed to do. Tough love. He's molding y'all not only to be great football players, but to be great human beings and send you, to your next. And that's what I definitely like about Coach T. The other thing I like about him is he's very personable. Man, I can call him at any time. He'll pick up the phone. He'll talk. And Coach, we really appreciate that sometimes because sometimes we don't know what happened, this and that, and we're able to call you and you can tell us. But Eric, what do you think, Coach T?
He's a good coach. He's been on me ever since ninth grade when we first came up.
Right.
And we came a long way.
Do you think that's because he's seen the potential in you?
Yes, sir. He's been showing me something. Before I was started, he was always doing it.
Yeah, he's seen the potential in you. And look, now you're in your senior year. And you almost is doing what you said you were going to do. And if you get a couple of 100 yards against South Sumter, you will done it, wouldn't you? You're looking for that? Okay, I got you. Dante, what do you think, Coach?
Describe Coach
Yeah.
T, I say like he's very dedicated to the team. Like he puts a lot of effort into it. Like him and my other coaches stay late night in the field house trying to make plays, trying to put like this player in position to make a play and stuff like that. And he's been with us since ninth grade, so he wants to grow up.
Yeah.
So he's been on our side, and we just can't thank him enough. But,
Wow, that's great. Mitchell, you got a
But
question?
I'll tell you, one thing that I see from game, watching from the press box, is your technique when you play corner. And I think that right there has got a lot of colleges looking at you, how you play that technique, how you use your hips to turn toward the ball. That right there is what's catching these college scouts' eyes and the ability to jump on that ball. I've seen a bunch of games where we've had DBs. They just drop back. They quit moving their legs. You don't do that. Your legs are always moving just the way you're supposed to do in that position. And Eric, same thing with you with your legs. It doesn't matter if one guy hits you or three guys are on you. You got those wheels that keep on turning to try to pick up as most yards that you can possibly pick up. And I tell you what, college scouts, that's what they're looking for, and they see that, that technique. And I think that's what helped a lot. And plus, with you playing on both ways helps out a lot as well.
Yeah.
Because that gives colleges a chance to say, well, we don't have a place for him as an offensive lineman, but hey, we can play him on the defensive line. We can play him
absolutely
guard, and we can get some use out of him.
Yeah.
So, and you got a bright future ahead of you.
Oh my gosh!
Being as young as you are, facing kids that are 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
Just the ability of the way that you throw the ball. And I tell you, you got a couple more years of growing.
Yeah.
So I see you probably getting about hopefully 5'11", 6 to
maybe 6'1", maybe as tall as a Dante.
You know,
that would be good. What do you think, Coach? Nah, they ain't gonna happen.
Get the pull-up bars, hanging from his feet,
stretching. Let me read some of the comments, guys. A lot of people want to know about you guys. Let's see. Jimmy Spars, who I work with over in Lake City, he says, hello, guys. Let's do it Friday night. Go Tornadoes. He works with the Columbia County Tigers team, and he loves Tornado football. So that's what I was talking about, that brand, Coach. A lot of people, because, of course, the radio, and then, of course, we go Facebook Live. So a lot of different people, a lot of our friends and everybody get to see tornado football. And by the way, I'm from Pascagoula, Mississippi. I wasn't even born here or raised here. And a lot of my classmates is like, they're big time tornado fans, and they live 440 miles from here. So that's what social media has done to the game these days. And a lot of people are wishing you guys well. Will Smith says, go Red this Friday. Revenge on South Sumter. That's exactly what you said, wasn't it, Eric? Revenge on South Sumter, right? And let's see here. There was a question on here. Alvy, hello, Alvy. How you doing? Go Big Red from Mr. Dwight Allen. Roy Tyson says, Coach, why do you not have a field goal and extra point kicker?
Because we don't have anybody who can kick.
Hey, I tell you what, I've got a son at the high school. He's 6'2", wears a size 14.5 tennis shoe. Get him out there on that field, I guarantee you he can swing that big old club of a foot and get you some field goals.
Trust me, I would love to be able to kick a field goal and extra point. But, we're doing a pretty good job of getting our 2 points.
Yeah.
The way we see it, you're 50%, that's just like having an extra point kicker. So.
Yes, it is. And that's a good point that you bring up, Coach. I knew somebody was going to ask that question. I wasn't going to ask it to you, though. And you said, we are Tornadoes. Hey, guys, so proud of all of you. Kevin Howe said, one of the best individual efforts I've ever seen, Dante. We are proud of all the effort of all you young men, including the whole team. And I know when you speak, you're speaking for the whole team. That's for sure. And then I'll get to some more. Jeff, Go Big Orange. Where is Jeff Foodie? You're going to have to jump on Jeff. Go Big Orange. What's he talking about here?
Tennessee, maybe?
Maybe Tennessee, yeah, I guess.
Hey, he's been counting too much money.
Yeah, he has been counting too much money at the bank, I think.
Color correction in his phone.
In his phone. I got you. At the Madison County game, I've seen a hit that, man, oh my gosh. One of our sponsors is Kurt Miracle from Miracle Automotive and Towing. We said that we had to send a wrecker over there to get this guy, and that's when Sincere Hankerson leveled that punt returner. And
He's sincere.
Kurt Miracle, he's sincere about it. He leveled that guy. So, in saying that, who hits the hardest on defense? Okay, John, on the team. Just like, I mean, I don't want to get hit by him anymore.
Probably Debo.
Debo McBride, okay.
Sterling.
Sterling.
Warren.
Yeah. Khalil, okay.
Me, of course. Probably not. Also.
How about Jannard?
Yeah, Jannard too.
Yeah.
But probably,
All right, all those guys can hit Arbin. We've seen them make some great plays and some good hits. Who hits? Man, I just don't want no more.
Probably Debo.
Yeah,
Debo. Yeah. All y'all in agreement with Debo? Yeah. All right. Who's after that?
Me.
Hey! All right, I like you. Okay.
Well, when he was a freshman, he did headbutt me, and it hurt.
Yeah, he didn't want no more of that.
I got you. Dejan, how far can you throw the ball when you really need to?
Don't get out of the information.
No, that's just saying. That's just asking a general question.
That's a good point.
That's a general question.
Like if I'm just throwing or just like
just throwing it. Just throwing it to the coach.
6'5".
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty good for a freshman. That's pretty good for a freshman. I'll tell you what, that's pretty much on a dime, isn't it, too? How many times have you hit the basket in the corner? You know, where you throw the football? How many times you got that thing in it?
We haven't done that.
Oh, you haven't done that this year? Oh, okay.
We're slacking on that.
We're slacking.
But he found out if he throws it only, 4.5 yards, it can go 95.
That's exactly right. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Trey, South Sumter took advantage of us a little bit with their front three, and then they bring a couple of linebackers here and there and put a lot of pressure on Dejan and the offense. I know, Eric, you were trying to block as much as you could, and everybody was just trying to do what they could. without giving away anything, because Coach is going to jump on me and you if you give away anything, the scheme, a little bit of what you're going to do against South Sumter. Those three guys, let's put it this way, those three guys ain't getting in our backfield too much, are they? Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Dejan.
I ain't blocking.
All right. Okay, he told me to ask you. Okay, so you feel better about this game than the last game?
Yes, sir.
Was I right in saying that? Because we were calling the game up front, and I know you see it right there. That pressure was coming pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah, and mainly from those front three. And then they would send a couple of linebackers here and there, and then they would shoot that corner every once in a while too, and do that corner blitz, Coach. And I know you've seen that, and I know you have corrected this with the team as well.
Well, the coaches have done a great job of making some adjustments, and there'll be some different things.
Right.
We've corrected.
Right. A couple of the pretty passes that I've seen you throw was in that last game right there against Keystone, and Austin Lavelle was involved with one of them where you throwing it down the seam there a little bit. Is that throw comfortable for you because you are a shorter quarterback? You're trying to look over your lineman. I know you're trying to find space, so you just roll out enough to do that pass right there. Would you rather throw the shorter pass or the longer pass? Shorter pass.
Good call. Coach Bat will probably disagree with me.
Yeah. Is Coach Bat listening?
Right now.
Right now. Yeah, boy, don't want to throw it.
Our numbers jumped up here in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, one thing I like here lately is I like to seeing the ball spread around to different wide receivers.
And that's where I was getting to that.
And that right there will make your defense that you're playing honest.
Yeah.
And that helps open up your running game for Eric because they've got to worry about that pass getting out there, so you never have to worry about 8 men in the box. Keep that pressure off of you, give you opportunity to run. And I'll tell you what, y'all done really well with it.
Yeah, especially in that last game, we've seen a lot of that because do you know the numbers for South? Coach, help me out here on these numbers. I think we had 59 yards rushing against South Sumter and 200-something yards passing, right? 265 passing. So I didn't know if you knew those numbers or not. And I know, Coach, I know you'd like to. You run a lot of different schemes. We see it. You know, you run a version of the wing tee. You spread the guys out. We see a lot of this each and every week. Would you? And I'm probably asking a silly question. You'd rather run to set up the pass set up the run.
I would rather do what we need to do to win.
He's taking your advice.
That's giving away nothing, is he?
No.
You know what they say?
Yeah.
Live sink ships. So
That's a good
don't say nothing.
Do whatever it takes to win. Dante, South Sumter, you faced them before, who presents the biggest threat for those guys right there? For the South Sumter team. They have a couple of nice big running backs. I think number 30, if I remember his, that's not off. Yeah, he's pretty strong, isn't he? He's got thick legs. But for you, let's just say for you, their receivers, I know you don't fear anything, but is there anybody that you're worried about on their team that may be able to do a little bit of something against you or against the team?
Well, we've been like probably number 11. That's about it. But he ain't really
Right.
do nothing, so I'm not worried about that.
I got you. Coach, their quarterback, South Sumter's quarterback.
Yes.
What do you see that? Yeah. What do you see that he does that could possibly hurt our defense?
Just his command of their offense. He's an older guy, so he's been in the system for a while.
Right.
He moves fairly well. He can throw it around a little bit. I think his command of their offense is probably a strong. I would imagine after talking to their coach a couple of times, he probably would agree that's probably his strong suit.
Right. What is he? Just curiosity. What does he say our strong suit is?
I don't know.
Prior to the first game,
Right.
he wanted to know how fast number 2 was.
I figured that. That's what everybody wants to know is how fast number 2 is.
Then he saw how fast number 1 was, so
Right.
they're
They're working. I got you. Trey, question for you. I know you were trying to block these 3 guys, and I'm really mainly concentrating on the South Summer game because that's where we're going. So, was there any kind of technique or anything they was doing to throw you off? I know you read a lot of defenses and stuff. Were they stunning? Were they crossing?
Yeah, they're cross.
Yeah.
They're cross. It'd be like, because I got one dude, and then
Right.
the linebacker, he'll cut behind him.
Shooting the gaps?
So, they'll shoot gaps.
Okay. So, and we noticed that too because we was like, man, those guys are shooting the gaps pretty good right there. I know that's been fixed, so I can assure you that, ladies and gentlemen. Eric, as far as this week's game, I know you were talking about a revenge game a little bit. We talked a little bit about that. What do you see? How do you see that you can hurt the South Sumter defense? Running it up the A gap, running behind the guard and tackle, going to the outside.
Probably behind the guard and tackle.
Okay. Letting Trey and them open up the holes, and then once you get cleared, you can make a miss.
I can't say too much though.
Well, let's say when you get in the clear, you gone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well,
It's all top secret.
yeah, it's top secret. That's exactly
Hey,
right.
Coach, I do have a question real quick. It seems like we pass the ball nowadays a whole lot more than what we used to. I mean, used to, Bradford High School was pretty much one-dimensional. Almost every play was a run play. We don't have that no more. And I'll tell you, I'm happy that we're not that way anymore, one-dimensional, because when you give your other players the ability to make themselves look great, to get college scouts to look at them. Have we passed more yardage this year than we have the past previous two? Or is it pretty close?
We the last 2 years, yes, we've passed for more yards. The first year, I don't remember how many yards we threw for, but we're right at it. When I got the job, I was told by a lot of people that, hey, we run the football and that's all we do. That's calling it. And from what I've studied throughout the years is that, yes, you can run the football like you say, you can run the football. That's great, but there's going to come a time where you can't run the football. And great coach at Bowles for years, David Rodgers, said if he can win a game without throwing the football, he will. Yeah. But when I went and watched him practice one time, they were working on nothing but throwing. And I asked him that question. And he said, well, I want to be able to throw it when I need to. And that made sense.
Right.
So, that's just something that I've always believed in and that you can't just line up and just run through everybody anymore.
Right. To me, it just makes our offense look a whole lot better when you have the ability to do both.
And like you said, get more people involved, and it kind of, brings out some of the guys that ordinarily wouldn't play because, they're not the type of kid that will hit up in between the tackles. Maybe they're just the ones that will stand on the side and catch the football. So you need guys like that, and it does. They feed off of each other, and a lot of my buddies think I like to just do nothing but throw the ball, but I like to do both. Actually,
well, I know Eric's like, please don't throw it all the time. I want to get some action. I want to run some.
Yeah, got to run, right, Eric? Well, I just want to talk about our coaches a little bit, Coach, because sometimes we don't get a chance to mention them a lot. We got Caleb Dukes, and we got Wendell Shanks, Adrian Mosley, James Bat McNeil, Adrian Tucker, Lamar Waters, Gerald Smith, Jacob Alvarez, Jackson Smith, and Gavin Woods. Did I leave anybody up?
No.
Got them all? Okay, got everybody there. So that's our assistant coaches that help Coach Tomlinson out and to get these guys prepared each and every week for their game. How do you say her last name? Krista Rosborough? Rosborough, the athletic trainer. And now we got a new superintendent, of course, Mr. Will Hartley, and James Simpson, principal at the high school, Christoph, and Lindley Atkins, assistant principals, and athletic directors, Rob Charles. Final thing, we're going to get ready to let you guys get out of here. I'm sure you got homework and supper time too, ain't you? Hungry, yeah, you're hungry, right? Nancy, he's hungry. Make sure you get him something now. Starting with you, Dejan. Just a final thought to tell everybody. Do you want to tell anybody about yourself? Oh, okay, I'll ask you something. Well, who's your favorite college football team?
Favorite college?
Gators. Gators. You like the Gators? Okay, you like the Gators. Okay, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite pro team?
Ravens.
Ravens. Okay.
Gators.
And
And the Patriots.
and the Patriots. Eric.
Gators and the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys. I know you should have, Mitchell. What you do? Tell him, Mitchell.
We're suffering right now. We got a lot of injuries. We're suffering.
All right,
Hey,
Dante.
they win 4 games, they can still make the playoffs.
I'm just worried about next year. I ain't worried about this year.
How about it, Dante?
I ain't got no favorite college team.
I knew he was going to say that. Why is that? Because there's only 16 or 17 of them knocking at the door? Okay, if nobody, who's favorite? Florida State.
I grew up watching Florida State.
Yeah, you like Florida State?
Yeah, I grew up watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if
Dennis West and all that.
yeah. What if they come knocking? Who's your favorite pro team?
I'll probably say the Ravens.
The Ravens. Okay. Favorite food? What you like?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
All right. Dre?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. All right.
Like a hamburger or something.
Hamburger or something like that.
Yeah.
Or wings. Okay.
Wings and macaroni.
Wings and macaroni. Coach, your favorite food?
Food.
Hey, same here.
All right. Favorite movie?
Friday.
Friday. I knew. Okay. Friday.
Friday.
I like that too. Okay. Hey, you like that? That's a good movie. Friday.
How about next Friday?
That's the next one. Favorite game? Favorite PlayStation game? Do you play?
Nah.
Madden. Okay. Trey? Madden.
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Michael, you got a question for these guys? A final question for the coach or any of the players?
I would like to see. I guess the question is what would you ultimately like to see? What would you tell yourself if you were coming into this? What have you learned that you could turn around and tell to somebody who's 5th grade, 6th grade?
I like that.
They're coming in. They're coming in. They want to walk in your shoes. What can you tell them to make them better than you are right now?
Stay focused. Stay focused. Effort.
Yeah.
I said school first.
School first. College first, then college go ask about your grades.
Good.
And I'll say, just believe in yourself. Matter what nobody believes in. That's it. And like just do your schoolwork and everything. Follow this.
And everything. I like that. That's a great
How about
question.
instead of playing football on the Xbox, get out there and actually play the game?
Yeah.
Dreams don't work unless you do.
That's right.
I like that.
There's my new quote of the week.
That's your new quote of the week.
I like that one.
My quote on Friday.
I like that one.
Dave, anything for any
I think I got pretty much all of it out.
coach? Any final parting words? Any thoughts that you want to tell our audience? This?
Thank you to everyone who come out and support. Thank you for those of you that support these young men. That's what we're out there for, is these young men, and that's what you're there to see. The coach staff appreciates you doing that, supporting these guys.
Who's team meal? Who's doing the team meal this week? You know.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Coach Dukes may correct me. I think Slice and Dice.
I think you're right because I talked to Chris and I believe so. Have y'all eaten a slice and dice yet?
That's the one we go back and run. I mean, in pork.
Yeah.
You like that?
Good.
He does a good job.
Good.
Chris does a good job.
Hey, you got a great hamburger.
Oh yeah. By the way, hey.
Oh yeah,
Things that thick.
that's amazing.
I need him.
Brother.
Hey, don't load up too much. We need y'all
No,
fast.
we need to be fast. We need to be fast.
Hamburger's almost big as the football.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in on the spot. We've had a great time with these gentlemen here. Not only are they great football players and great students, as you can see, class acts, and that's the way we do it here, Coach, in Tornado Land and Tornado Nation. We've got great guys, class acts, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on. Dejan, just one quick parting word for our audience. Anything that you want to tell our audience, come down to South Sumter, anything, whatever you want to say.
Make sure y'all come support South Sumter. And we got Play of the Week on what it is?
Yeah, Play of the Week. You and Cook, right?
Yeah. Y'all can hold me and Cook.
TV 20.
Yeah,
TV 20, Play of the Week.
Stay prayed up and yeah.
All right. Trey?
Just can support us down there, South Sumter.
All right. Eric?
Everybody have a blessed night. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Blessed night, and let's go Tornado.
Come out supporting the Friday against South Sumter. You know, it's a long drive, but still come out support.
I like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely come out for Friday. It's gonna be a show.
Yeah,
It's going to be a show. Are you going to put on a show, Dante?
Hey, he's going to try to get another one of those.
Are you going to try to get another pick six? Whatever happens, happens. Hey, I just want you to pop somebody. You can pop somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, Dejan Shanks, Lamontre Daniels, Eric Smith, Dante Balfour, and of course the head guy right here, Coach Brian Tomlinson. Guys, thank you for coming in, man. We've had a lot of fun. Yeah, we appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, next week, when y'all do win, that's what I'm hearing, when y'all do win, we'll see if we can have you guys back on. We'll talk a little bit about bowls, maybe, or whoever it is down that side, and maybe we can get together again. All right, appreciate it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Y'all go home and get something to eat. Tell Miss Daisy to feed you good. All right. Go get your pizza. Okay, Coach. He's got a little money now. He said go get you some pizza. Coach, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Again, you just seen some of the Tornadoes right here, some of our great players, some of the senior leadership, and along with a freshman quarterback. Anyway, glad that they could join us on the spot with David Rodgers right here. We've got Austin Stevens, who was just listening in on that interview. We have our producer, Super Dave Holland. We have our director, Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater. Mr. Mitchell Gunner had to step out just for a second. Mr. Bagwell, he's on special assignment, and I'm your host, David Rodgers. We're on the spot. And again, what a great show, guys. I'm going to tell you what. That's some great young men right there. I'm telling you, that's what they were wanting to do, Dave, I do believe. So I want to get to some parting thoughts and some parting shots. Listen in to what's going on your national level news as well as your regional, state, and local news. There's a lot of things going on. You make the determination of what's going on in our great nation. A lot of people says this presidential race is not over. It hasn't been conceded yet by Mr. Trump, and there's a lot of things that's being looked at and gone through. So keep your eye on that. Also, keep an eye out on COVID-19 as the numbers are spiking. Just stay safe. Take the precautionary measures that you need to, if you need to, and still go on with your everyday lives, but take the necessary precautions that you need to protect yourself and your family. Austin Stevens, quick weather report.
Quick weather report. Dry conditions, mostly sunny through the week. Temperatures will rise from the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon to the upper 70s by the weekend, with nighttime temperatures rising from the mid-40s and upper 40s tonight to around 60 to the lower 60s to even the mid-60s along the coastline. Wind speeds of 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 along the immediate east coast and in north central Florida. Elsewhere, it's going to be a great weekend, so enjoy the weekend. And if you have a week off during Thanksgiving like Clay County does, enjoy it.
David, final thought?
God bless America. Everybody just be patient.
Great. That's a
Good
great
things
deal.
are going to happen.
Yeah. Michael Heater.
Great show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Again, if you're out and about Friday night, you want to see some great football and some great players playing football, make the drive to South Sumter. We'd love to have you as part of the audience and the crowd that's down there. They feed off the enthusiasm. They feed off the excitement. Your involvement makes our Tornadoes the best in the district.
I fully agree there. Mitchell, final thoughts?
I hope everyone has a safe rest of their week. Enjoy your weekend. If you're bored and looking for something to do, come out to Gainesville Raceway. Gates open at 8 o'clock. Racing will be going on from probably 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock that night. So it's gonna be
And
a
that's
long
Saturday,
day.
right, Mitchell?
That's Saturday.
Okay. So, just my final thoughts here. Back up what Michael said. If you're out and about, or if you can go, so about an hour and 47-minute drive, you can go down to South Sumter and cheer on the Tornadoes. Sounds like Michael, Dave, Mitchell, and Austin, they're ready to roll. It sounds like they've got a game plan already established, and this is going to be a different game than that 31-20 game was. I can assure you of that. I just want to thank our first responders and everybody that's on the front lines for us here in the United States. And also, as Michael said in his prayer, thank our armed forces, each and every one of them, for the job that they do. Truck drivers, farmers, everybody that helps supply food and help supply supplies to our different stores and to our different towns. I want to thank you for everything that you do from the bottom of our hearts. And just have a great week. If anything's bothering you or anything, or you need to talk to somebody, if you don't feel like talking to somebody else, you can hit us on the spot. Michael, tell them the email address, and they can hit questions up there as well.
Hey, absolutely. You know, we made a comment that the football players feed off of the enthusiasm and the excitement of the crowd. So do we. We love the input.
Yeah.
Find us on Facebook. You're watching this on the show right now, but we'd love to hear from you. Post a comment, send us a message, or hit us on our email address, on the spot, 32091@gmail.com. What was that? Why, yes, I'll be happy to repeat it.
Please.
On the spot, 32091@gmail.com.
And again, Roy Jackson, thank you. He said, guys, good luck Friday. Great show. Love Bradford. Bonnie Stevens, hello. Raymond, no, you are the winner of that $25 gift certificate. Be safe and be kind. That's exactly right. And Mary from Tennessee, be safe. We are. And you as well. God bless you guys. Y'all have a great night, a great week. Tune in next Tuesday night for another great show. On behalf of Austin Stevens, Dave Holland, Michael Heater, Mitchell Gunner, and myself, David Rodgers. See you later. Keep it between the lines. God bless you. Love you.